Hello everybody and welcome back to a new fashion news, June fashion news to be specific. In this video I am going to be wrapping up a lot of things that have happened for the last 6 months. One thing that hasn't happened is me filming any of these fashion news videos. I'm all out of excuses, time has run away with me. So now we have the setup, it should hopefully be a lot easier for me to film these videos super quick in future. So let's dive in to June fashion news. This is going to be fashion news stories that I find interesting and that I hope you find interesting too. Let's kick off with one story that I'm really looking forward to. Jacquemus and Nike, or Nike, depending where you are in the world, are collaborating on a collection, and I've just realised it launches tomorrow. So when you see this video, have a look in the links down below. Of course, I'll leave links for everything I'm talking about. Hopefully some things will still be available. I've got my eye on a pair of trainers that look absolutely gorgeous. A Nike swoosh with Jacquemus branding, the very typical linen and textured fabrics of the Jacquemus brand mixed with the Nike swoosh and Nike kind of footprint vibe. Did I just make a pun without meaning to? Maybe. But it looks super cool. In fact, there's going to be a lot of sports brand collaborations in this video, so I thought why not kick off with the one that really does excite me. As you know, I'm a huge Jacquemus fan. Maybe one day they'll realise that I exist and I have like a wardrobe of Jacquemus and I'm the biggest fan ever, but I am. I love the textures, I love the colours that they bring out, the neutrals, the fabrics, the materials, the whole vibe of the brand is very much me. So I'm looking forward to this. Oh my goodness me, this play suit. Okay, next news story of note, Gucci and Adidas. I was just stalking the collection to see if there's anything that I would actually like, and oh my goodness me, this play suit is absolutely dreamy. I do have a Gucci play suit that is sort of similar to this already, so maybe I don't need this, but this has like the Adidas stripes down the side. It's got more of a kind of Girl Scout feel to the fit and the striping and the open collar. Really cool. Nice swift £2,000 as well. However, the rest of the collection, they've got trainers, bags, a number of kind of sporty wear, sports looks pieces, all branded in both Gucci and Adidas. I really like it. I think the colours they've used are really fun, they're very Gucci. It kind of elevates Adidas into something even cooler than it was before, gives it much more of a luxury edge. I feel like Gucci are just slamming out some really amazing collaborations. I mean, the North Face collaboration, I was a huge fan of. I mean, you can still buy it. I bought the most amazing big green puffer jacket. I've only worn it once, I must admit, but I love it. I think they are really killing the collaborations. I think it's a really cool move. By far my favourite pieces would definitely be that play suit that I just showed you. I mean, there are a couple of really cute t-shirts, and then you've got a number of pieces that have the big Adidas kind of flower lotus, is it? Lotus flower style print, all over repeat pattern with Gucci colours and Gucci symbols. Really cool. It does, however, remind me of the brand new Michael Kors and Ellesse range, another sportswear range, and in fact, so proud to say that they had me work as part of the collaboration to create video content. I went along to a big studio in London and filmed with Michael Kors' team in this really cool Ellesse range. I'm not sure if it's Ellesse, I've always said Ellesse since I was younger and used to own Ellesse pieces of clothing. I was also a bit of a Kappa tracksuit kind of gal. I don't know if any of you remember that, if you're old enough. Again, another fantastic collaboration. The pieces are out currently. If you saw in that, I was wearing socks and sandals. My dad was very happy about it. Heading back though to Adidas, they have been fairly busy with these sportswear collaborations, as they also did collaborate with Prada. I'm not too sure what month that was. All I know is that is now sold out. But again, it had a very chic, neutral, monochrome Prada vibe mixed with Adidas stripes, Adidas sportswear feel. Bucket hats, tracksuits, bags, both very Prada, very Adidas, smashed together. But alas, all sold out. I would have covered it in that news story of that month had I have been filming these videos. But let's not stop there when it comes to collaborations, as you also have another collaboration actually I was really looking forward to, Fendi and Versace. Fendace was everywhere on my feed, people going to the events, wearing their collections, just posts from Fendi and Versace, as I follow both of them and adore both brands. And I really did try and get my hands on, well, my favourite piece from the range was this black, beautiful black bag that had the Fendi symbol all over it. It's like a repeat gold Fendi print all over it, and then I think the Versace Medusa head on the front. It was about £4,000 though, so I think it was like the top priced item, which is just typical me to choose the thing that is the highest price point, but it was very much my kind of thing and I thought I'd wear it a lot. Unfortunately, when I came to buy it, that was the one thing that wasn't available online because it had already sold out. But there are so many pieces in that collection, it actually blew me away a bit how many pieces they've actually created, because it was almost a line for Fendi and also a line for Versace. You could go to Fendi and get a Fendi piece with a touch of Versace or vice versa. So I thought that was really quite experimental, it was unique, it was really original to do it like that, and again to see two massive powerhouse luxury brands come together in such a way was a really fantastic moment. Right, let's move away from collaborations into the Beckham wedding. I can't not mention this. As a lot of you probably know, I've been such a Victoria Beckham fan for a really long time. Not in a kind of fangirl strange way, more in inspiration. She's built this enormous empire and she creates incredible beauty products and fashion clothing items that I've bought for years. But mainly she has this incredible powerhouse of a family. So not only are her and David famous and celebrated and successful in their own rights, but they now have their children that are doing some really cool things and kind of leading their own lives. And of course, it was the Brooklyn Beckham wedding. So Nicola was wearing this absolutely beautiful Valentino dress with an extremely long train designed by Pier Paolo Piccioli for Valentino. There was something really quite sultry and simple about it, but with this extra elevation in the length of the fabrics, and she just looked absolutely heavenly, like angelic. And then you had Brooklyn in the show-stopping Dior suit, as were all of the boys. So that was a really cool fashion moment. But I just want to give a bit of a shout out to Victoria because I thought she looked absolutely immaculate. She wore this full-length silky lace gown from her Victoria Beckham line, custom made for the event, and she just looked absolutely beautiful. Her makeup, her hair, she looked wonderful, and I'd been waiting all day to see the pictures from this wedding. I was so excited to see what she was wearing, and she just absolutely smashed it. Just beautiful. Moving slightly away from fashion just for a second into beauty, just because it's quite exciting and also somewhat, well, very much related to the fashion industry as well. Kim Kardashian just launched Skkn by Kim, and Hailey Bieber just launched Rhode Skkn as well. These are two new skincare lines. Both seem to be backed by scientific research and scientists that have helped to create these products, especially Hailey. I feel that they've really done a good job of promoting these products as being very much skin and scientific skin expert developed products. It's a much lower price point, so it's going to appeal very much to that Gen Z audience, which is very much encapsulated with her channels. It has this very minimal, chilled packaging. It's very reflective of her. I know there are some slight issues right now in terms of the name, and potentially there's already a brand, a fashion brand called Rhode, who are filing a lawsuit against Rhode Skkn because of the name and the overlap. I'm not too sure on that. I'll let you know when I know more info on that. But overall, I think she's created a really gorgeous brand that very much appeals to the Gen Z and very kind of younger millennial audience. I don't know if I would buy it myself. I'm very much in a good little groove with my own skincare right now, and I look for certain types of products, but I think it definitely has its place. It will obviously gain enormous buzz because she is a celebrity, she's a very successful woman, she's adored, and therefore people will want to try her products. But to be honest, I'm quite excited to see where this goes. She seems really involved in the product development and the overall marketing of the brand. I feel like I've seen it everywhere. There's been a really good run up to the actual launch, and so I've got a feeling that she will continue to keep this moving really nicely. Now when it comes to Skkn by Kim, I haven't seen anywhere near as much. I've seen the odd thing online where different influencers, I think in LA, are being sent to her headquarters and they're being given facials, and they're getting some one-to-one time with the dermatologists that Kim has worked with on these products, working with her own celebrity facialist Joanna Check. Together they've developed products that Kim would want to use. Apparently there are 8 products in the line, Each they've developed together. Overall, I'm actually really quite impressed. I think the packaging is gorgeous. I think Kim's move from KKW Beauty to Skkn, I mean, she's completely gotten rid of KKW Beauty. She's closed down that business to start with Skkn. I think there's probably a number of reasons. I'm not sure if she's actually come out and told anyone those, but I imagine part of it is the fact that she's no longer KKW anymore after divorcing Kanye. And so this is like a nice, fresh move. Skkn with 2 Ks, SKKN. As always, extremely clever branding. I just don't think that family can go wrong when it comes to branding their products brilliantly and utilising their initials in their naming. It is just so clever. So anyway, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Are you interested in Rhode? Are you interested in Skkn? Which one do you feel has really kind of pulled you in the most, made you more excited to try it? I'm kind of interested to see which marketing technique of the 2 brands has worked the best. Like, which one has gathered the most buzz, which one has really reached out to you. I'd really love to know. Okay, next one isn't really a news story as such, but I feel it's probably the most famous piece of clothing for the year 2022 so far. I'd love for you to maybe guess what I'm about to say. I feel it's been the most photographed collection of clothing this year. So feel free to pause the video, go and comment what you think it might be. Is it a pair of shoes? Is it a bag? Is it some clothing? Let me know. The Miu Miu set, the 90s jumper and tiny miniskirt set. Even I photographed in this for the cover of Roller Coaster magazine. Have I mentioned that? I'm going to be on the cover of Roller Coaster. It's out this month. If you collect Roller Coaster or you're looking to buy a really cool fashion magazine for the month, they only make 2 issues a year. And because they only publish twice a year, they have a number of different front covers that you can buy. If any of you want to buy it, I'll leave a link down below to my particular cover. I'm very proud of it. It's really cool. Inside the magazine, one of the looks that I did was this Miu Miu set. And it's just all about this 90s schoolgirl aesthetic with a really overly sexy edge. I mean, I definitely didn't wear a skirt that was almost a belt when I was in school. In fact, for my high school, we wore skirts down to the floor. And the longer that you had your skirt, the cooler that you were. The skirts were meant to be ankle length. Everyone just went longer and longer and longer until they were almost traipsing on the floor. God, what we were thinking. I would probably say it is the piece of clothing I have seen the most this year. Seeing as we're talking about particular clothing pieces, how do we all feel about jelly sandals? I had a number of pair of jelly sandals when I was younger, especially some that had a bit of a heel, and it had like 6 massive holes underneath the heel so that any stones that you stepped on would just get stuck right up the heel, and it was a nightmare to get out. Anyway, jelly sandals are back with a vengeance. I kind of felt this creeping in the past few seasons with this very like plasticky sandal effect, especially Gucci, and we're moving now into that more transparent plastic jelly feel. Are you guys gonna buy some? Are you excited to get back into your jelly shoes? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of might think about it. They now come in a variety of styles. You don't just need the ones that fully go over your foot with that kind of webbing. You can now get jelly sandals in slingbacks with a toe post, all different types of shoes. So go crazy. Now, a while back in a fashion news video, it might have been January, it could have been before that, I mentioned that Hermes have started to develop products using a new type of mushroom leather. So whilst that is happening, that is a whole new type of leather alternative that is now being used by Stella McCartney, Balenciaga, Hermes. I mean, it's such an amazing step forward. We're getting to the point where soon we may not need to utilise animals for their skin at all. And it's a really exciting prospect, especially as these alternatives are just getting better and better and of a higher quality and a better price point. So that's a really exciting innovation that is very much moving into the mainstream. But an additional thing to note, there is a brand new type of real leather that has been created, and it's being developed as we speak by a brand called Vitro Labs, and it's just been given an enormous acceleration of investment, especially by Kering. I think they've had like a £46 million investment. And so this lab is trying to create the first real leather alternative without using animals. So I believe they're using cow skin cells, growing them in a lab in order to create this new type of non-animal leather. I mean, technically, I suppose it is technically animal in some ways, but at least without the harm done to the animals. And so I'm really, really excited to see where this goes. If this can become the future, and in the same way that we're now able to grow lab-grown diamonds, where we're now able to utilize lab-grown leather, what an exciting prospect for the fashion industry. And seeing as we're currently in Pride Month, this is a really, really fantastic news story. So Capri Holdings, who is a parent company of Versace, they have invested 10 million into a new foundation, the Versace Foundation, which is going to invest money into the LGBTQ plus communities. I think that Donatella has always been an enormous ally of the LGBTQ plus community and her audience. So it's just a really wonderful way for her to be able to try and give back. She's created the Versace Foundation. Capri Holdings are investing the $10 million into the foundation in order to really help to support and to raise awareness for the community and for activities that are going on. To have that kind of support from such an enormous brand can only mean good things. And honestly guys, I think that's where I'm going to have to leave it. That's been a lot of news. I realise I've probably missed out some things. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about for next time, hopefully not in 6 months' time, please do let me know down below in the comments. There's a lot of things that I've actually not managed to touch on, but I feel like I've talked a lot, and so I don't want to go on too much, but do let me know down below in the discussion. I, again, love these videos. I very much enjoy putting them together, so I hope you enjoyed it too. Thank you for being here. If you're brand new, do hit the subscribe button before you head off, and thanks again for watching. Bye guys!